I quickly flipped this 50 USD account to over 200 USD trading this jump 101 setup queue, and I'll be showing you exactly how you can do the same, so stay tuned. So before we go anywhere further, there is our balance right there, the 50 USD that was deposited, and then we start off on the weekly time frame where we see a wipe. So this is the initial wipe where price dipped down and then it continued to give us another wipe or a stop hunt, and then this stop hunt or wipe is a major liquidity grab from those equal lows. So those equal lows are attached sort of to an imbalance. So price did a liquidity grab and then it just shot up to give us sort of a change of character, and then you can see there's a major change of character or BOS above that high. So when it was breaking structure giving us a change of character, it gave us an expansion, which is an imbalance or a fair value gap. So of course price has to fair in the sales right there. There was too much buy pressure, it has to go back there and fair in the sales as well. So price has to dip down there. Now we can see there's a liquidity grab above that high. Now what's interesting is above that high there's a small fair value gap, and you can see it if I stretch it out right there, that price filled this fair value gap and it's sort of giving us a reversal. Right now it wants to continue dropping down into the huge imbalance it created, or the expansion it created when it was shooting up. So we are expecting to see a drop down in price. Now we focus on the small consolidation that's on the 4-hour time frame, and we first see a break of structure right there, and then price goes on again to give us sort of a wipe, and then the last sort of price action we see is a stop hunt, where price gave us a stop hunt above there, and then it gave us it filled the fair value gap or imbalance that's above that high. Now we are in sort of a reversal for price to drop down. So we have to find how we should drop down with price. Now you can clearly see that price has been sort of working inside this internal structure, and it's been building market structure so that it drops down, and that's how we're going to be capturing our sell. So we zoom on from the 4-hour time frame to the 30 minutes, where we see, you see that little price action right there, where price sort of gave us a wipe right there, gave us sort of a final wipe, and then it hit the 30-minute order block. So it made a huge drop. It's a significant drop down, and I think if you have experience, you can tell right now what price is to do or the next steps in price, what we want price to do. Okay, so right now what price did afterwards is it broke structure, and then after it broke structure it gave us sort of a small tiny wipe or a stop hunt. So price would not go back up there when it was wiping. So price dropped down to give us a break of structure, and right now what it did is it kept on dropping down. You can see it gave us sort of a break of structure inside the range, and then it gave us sort of a major BOS below those equal lows. So that's where price was headed after all. I think you guys can clearly see, if I stretch out this rectangle, you can see that huge imbalance right there. So price has been dipping down, it has been headed for the imbalance, where it's going to also meet the mitigation block, and maybe it might return back up, and then yeah, it will do what it wants. But after price broke structure, we expect it to go above that high where there's buy side liquidity, back into the range, and then after it returned to the range, it hits the breaker block, and you can see this breaker block is sort of, yeah, there's sort of a void within that range, yeah, an imbalance, and there's also a 30-minute order block above that breaker block. So it's going to, price is either going to respect the breaker block or the 30-minute order block or the 1-hour order block, and they are around the same level. So you know, it's almost basically the same thing, but where exactly am I going to be placing my sell limits? And where I'm going to be placing my sell limits is of course the 30-minute order block. I think it has to be refined to there. The breaker block is not going to hold. It might hold, of course, because it's also the 1-hour order block like the body, but I believe the 30 minutes is going to be the sweet spot of the refined entry level. So that's where I started packing my sell limits, and we'll see what happened afterwards. Now, afterwards, after some hours, you can clearly tell that if I switch on the trade history, it was a sweet entry or a sniper trade. It just tapped and then it dropped down immediately afterwards. And of course, I shared this signal in my VIP group. I know I don't really like talking about my VIP group because it's stressful for me as well to to manage the VIP, and or if I give out a wrong signal, it's bad. And also it's not really, I don't really like promoting my VIP group. But yeah, if you want to join, just hit the boy up and we'll get to talking. Now around this time we're around 100 USD in profits, and we had to keep on holding. It had to drop down to fill the fair value gap or imbalance, remember, and then it did that. It did exactly that. It ended up dropping down even further, and you can clearly tell it did not want to go back up. And around this time again, we're at 150, 140 something. It was dancing around there. I wanted to close at a clean 200 USD, and that's what I waited for price to do. It ended up giving me that 150 USD profit, and I decided to close immediately. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Or see you guys in the next video.